You're here again, not because you planned to be, not because you wanted another long night with the same thought, and yet, here it is. The same place your mind keeps walking back to, the same quiet corner inside you where this feeling waits. I see the moment you notice it, that small pause when you realize I'm here again. There's often a little sigh that follows, sometimes frustration, sometimes just a tired sort of recognition. You've tried to move past it before. You've distracted yourself, stayed busy, pushed the thought away when it showed up, but somehow it finds its way back. Softly, slowly, like a path your heart remembers, even when you wish it didn't. I'm not surprised that you returned here tonight, and I'm not looking at you with disappointment. I'm simply sitting beside you in this moment, right here in the place you keep arriving. You don't have to explain why it still matters to you. You don't have to defend why it still lingers. Some things stay with a person longer than they expected. I see that. And I see you noticing it again now, this familiar turning of your thoughts. So for a moment, we can just sit here together, no rushing away from it, just the quiet awareness that you came back to this place and you're not sitting here alone. It's strange how one thought can stay. So many other things pass through your mind during the day. Small things, forgettable things. But this one, it lingers. You might notice how easily it returns when the room gets quiet, when the noise of the day fades, when there's finally a little space in your mind. And then it's there again. Not loud, not dramatic, just present. Like a weight resting somewhere inside your chest. You've probably tried to reason with it before, tried to talk yourself out of it. You may have told yourself it shouldn't matter this much anymore, but the thought doesn't seem to listen to those arguments. It just stays. Sometimes it shows up as a question that never quite settles. Sometimes as a memory that replays in small fragments. Sometimes as a feeling you can't easily name. And when it returns, there can be a quiet exhaustion that comes with it. Not anger, just that deep, tired feeling of carrying the same thing again. I see that weight when it settles on you. I notice the way you grow quiet around it. You don't have to hide that from me. You don't have to pretend it's lighter than it is. Some thoughts take up space for a long time, and right now, I'm still here beside you while this one sits with you again. There's a part of you that keeps returning here, not your whole self, just a small, persistent place inside you that refuses to walk away from this. You've probably noticed it, the way most of your day can move forward. You work, you talk with people, you handle what needs to be handled. Life keeps moving, but somewhere underneath all of that, this quiet part remains. It circles back when things slow down, almost like it's gently tugging at your attention. Not loudly, just enough that you feel it. Sometimes you might feel frustrated with that part of yourself. You might wonder why it keeps reopening something that feels settled on the surface. Why it won't simply leave things behind like other people seem to do. But I see that part of you a little differently. I see the way it keeps showing up. Not to trouble you, not to make your nights heavier. Just because something inside you still notices this place, still pauses here, still feels the shape of what happened, or what never quite happened. And instead of pushing that part of you away, I'm sitting here with both of you. The part of you that's tired of returning, and the part of you that keeps quietly coming back anyway. Neither of them bothers me. They can both sit here, with me and with you. Sometimes the reason you keep returning here is simple. There's still a place that hurts. Not always in a sharp way. Often it's quieter than that. More like a tender spot you only notice when something brushes against it. During the day, it may stay in the background, covered by responsibilities, covered by conversations, covered by the many small things that ask for your attention. But when things slow down, that place becomes easier to feel. You might sense it in the way your thoughts soften, or in the way your chest grows a little heavier. It doesn't always come with clear words. Sometimes it's just a feeling, a lingering ache where something once mattered deeply, or where something never quite found its ending. I see the way you sit with that sometimes, quietly. You don't always talk about it. You don't always know how to explain it, but it's there. And when you arrive here again, part of you may wonder if you should be stronger by now, if you should have moved past this place already. I'm not measuring you like that. I'm not watching a clock. Some hurts don't follow a schedule. They remain tender for longer than people expect. So if this place inside you still aches a little, you don't have to hide that from me. You can simply sit here, and I will sit here with you, right beside the place that still feels unfinished. When you find yourself here again, it can feel strangely lonely, as if everyone else has moved on with their lives, as if other people leave things behind more easily than you do. You might look at the world around you and wonder how it keeps moving so smoothly. People laugh, plans continue, days pass one after another. Meanwhile, you notice your thoughts returning to the same quiet place again, and it can make you feel like you're the only one who circles back like this. But I've watched many hearts over many nights, more than you realize. And this returning you experience, it's not unusual. Human hearts often move in circles. They revisit places that mattered. They pause over moments that left questions behind. They wander back to feelings that never fully closed. Not because something is wrong with them, but because some parts of life leave deep impressions. And deep impressions don't disappear quickly. So when you notice yourself arriving here again tonight, you're not standing in some strange, isolated place. You're simply standing in one of those quiet human moments. The kind many people pass through when the world grows still. And as you sit here with that realization, you'll notice something else. I'm still beside you, listening, present, unhurried, just sharing this quiet space with you again. And now you're here again. Maybe not for the first time tonight. Maybe not even for the 100th time in your life. This place has become familiar, not because you wanted it to be, but because something inside you keeps returning to it. I notice the way you arrive, sometimes slowly, sometimes all at once, when a single thought opens the door again. And there you are, standing in the same quiet space within yourself. You might look around this place and wish it were different. You might wish the feeling had faded by now, that the memory had grown distant, that this path inside you had finally closed. But tonight, it hasn't. And that's where I find you, right here. I'm not waiting for you somewhere else. I'm not asking you to hurry away from this moment. I'm simply here with you in the place your heart returned to. The place you noticed again in the quiet. You don't have to push the thought away right now. You don't have to solve anything before you sit down. Just being here is enough for this moment. So if you find yourself coming back to this place again someday, and you pause the way you did tonight, you may notice something familiar waiting here. Not the thought, not the memory. Me, still here, still sitting with you in the quiet,